Hi guys, this is a quick inventory video which is required essentially for you guys to sign off, so you know what is here, the condition of stuff that's here, what needs repairing currently, and some general information about the place which I guarantee you'll find useful. So if you can watch this video and then send back an email to me saying yeah, Mike, I'm happy with the video and the condition of the property, or if you have other comments, then obviously just email us. Just very quickly, before I go into the house, this sort of information that might be useful to go round, which apart from hearing about what's in there, will be useful. I've only just discovered, and I've had this property for 3 years, and I don't think any of the students here have ever discovered, so you'll probably be the first, is if you walk down this road, literally 5 minutes, straight down and take a left, you've got Eastville Park, woodlands, river, forest, essentially. And if you go down and take a right, which is again 5 minutes, just by the bridge, you go to Snuff Mills, and it's essentially the same thing, rivers and parks and woodlands. It's amazing, and it's just on your doorstep, and it's everywhere actually. You're surrounded by it behind here as well. Anyway, going into the house just very quickly. The main factor, the main issue in the second year was the rubbish, and so I just had to nail that one. This is what it should look like every Sunday evening. You've got, obviously it says it all on the boxes, cardboard and paper, cans, glass and tins, plastics, food waste and normal waste recycling. The same boxes are in the kitchen, and you just look at what you've got and you chuck it in the relevant boxes. Actually, it's much more exciting than you would think, actually. Okay, so today there's a floodlight going up here. I'm waiting for it to arrive, and that will have a trigger switch on it, so when it passes, when you arrive and it's dark, the light will go on. There is this on the gate. I need to reattach this and sort that area out. That's something that's already been done. I'm going through this because obviously there may be things, who knows, when you guys move out that are defects, and we have proof. So here you have like a tip waste. So stuff in a tip waste is things like electronics, very large cardboard boxes, wood, furniture or clothing, and then basically if you chuck it in there, if it doesn't fit any of the other recycling, I will come up once every month, a couple of months or so, and take it to the tip. So you've got a door here, wooden door. It's just going through the inventory here. You've got two washing up bowls, you've got 2 mops, you've got a rake and a broom. Okay, so going into the main house. Right, so just looking at the place as a whole, we've got it's all pretty much, as far, I will point out stuff that has defects, but the couch, for example, is in pretty much immaculate condition. There's no marks or tears on it. If when you move in you think there is, obviously let us know via email, but I haven't found any. We've got a big wall, what do we call it, map of the world. You've got a muscular system poster for people, obviously this is very close to the hospital, and over here you've got a 50-inch TV, a basket. So every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, cleaner comes in, and she'll what she's been instructed to do is, if there's clothes like tops, jackets, shoes, any items that are, or folders or stuff like that, they'll all be put in this basket. And then all the small items like watches, money, ID and stuff like that, we put in the drawer in the bottom of this table here. And then she'll clean, because it's very hard to clean when there's round clutter. And so that's where you'll find stuff if you can't find it. So up here you have, I think it's, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those plants. You have 2 real plants down there. They need watering once every 2 or 3 weeks. If you can remember, it's a test, but it's they've survived so far. You've got a sort of authentic CD rack. You've got a picture there of the human body. You've got a wooden sculpture there in the back. You've got a plant pot there, empty plant pot. And you've got a stool here, black stool, you've got wooden boards, and you've got a lamp. So through here, in the cupboards up here, you've got table tennis stuff here, you've got bats and balls. There is a battery there for the Apple TV remote control if it runs out. And there is nothing in there. You've got some paper up there for the printer. You've got another authentic sort of sculpture, wooden sculpture. You've got 3 flowers there. You've got a printer here, and you've got some inks that the last student's got. If it runs out of ink, obviously it's up to you guys to get the ink. If there's any questions like that, then just ask me. You've got obviously an iMac here. That links up, there's movies on it as well, so that can link up to the Apple TV and play on there. And there's music, and there's a lamp here, and there's 2 stick thingies, there's a grass one and a wooden one. There is an aerial here, it's not currently working at the moment. If you guys want to be able to get normal aerial television rather than just using like Apple TV, etc., then let us know. It will cost more because it's getting a TV license, but if that's what you guys want, it's no problem. You've got a bin down here, and I think it's around about £10 a head extra a month for the terrestrial TV. You got a Apple TV, sorry, a Google Home here. It needs to be set up. It's been reset. So if I said, "Hey Google,"
your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Right. So just download the app, the Google Home app, and then you can connect that, connect your Spotify accounts, etc. Found it really useful. Like, "Hey Google, where's the nearest pub?"
Your Google Home isn't set up.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, of course you can't. Okay. So yeah. Thank you. Right, so we've got plants here. Again, it's a plastic one. You've got some coasters and the remote control for the TV. Just going around the couch very slightly, just so you can see it's in pretty good nick and there's no tears. I know if you guys can, keep it that way. Obviously, if you do, it's not a problem. Please let me know because I can get it all mended, even if there's a big tear on it. There are fundamental ways of it getting sorted with little costs. It's just a matter of knowing these things. It's good to know. Right. Okay, just a couple more things in this room. We've got in here, mail-wise. There'll be mail that comes through for me because it does, and if you can put the mail, Mike Thornton's mail on the top there. There's unknown mail, obviously with past students, you'll get a lot of mail from God knows who. You can chuck it in the bottom one, in the one here, and there's cleaning products here, and here. If you know, whenever it comes up, if you can just like hoover around, especially the stairs and the landing. Although there is a cleaner, it's not, you know. It is expected that you kind of also look after your own patch. Up here, you've got like clothes in the summer or even in the winter. If you need to hang your clothes to dry, there's some breaks up there. You've got a hoover down there. You've got another broom and an iron, and you can hang your coats and stuff up there. They're very big wardrobes. You've also got a coat rack at the back of the door with a little picture of how the bins work, what they should look like out the front. You've got a dryer. The dryer is for winter only, goes off in around about May time. If you can use it on full loads only, rather than, you know, if you're going to chuck in a pair of pants just to dry it, obviously that's a complete waste of money. But yes, so there's that. But to make sure, this is integral, before every use, make sure that this is empty. This holds the water from the clothes that was dried, and if it gets full, then it's going to overflow, and that could cause problems. Make sure your pockets are completely empty, because we've had issues with chewing gum wrappers and stuff like that coming out, and the actual silver of it gets stuck within the workings of the dryer, and then becomes a problem. If it happens again, it's happened twice, then I'm going to have to charge you guys to get it fixed, because otherwise it will go, because I mean it's just a bonus thing to have. I only put it in last year. Please, yeah, so just respect the dryer if you can. And the get it fixed is around about 70 quid or something like that, I think, which is around about 10 quid a head. I mean, as I said, things are not that expensive if it's as a whole group. If things do go wrong, and I've had no complaints. So we've got a extension lead down here. You've got some lights for outside and in, right? So this one's plug that one in, and these little lights up here go on, these little round ones, which is quite nice in the evening. And then you've got this one, and you put that in, and then you've got the lights outside, which is these fairy lights. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but essentially they come on. And again, it's actually creates quite a nice atmosphere in the night time. Right, so going through to the garden, you've got a table tennis table here. A couple of things about that. Underneath, there is these two buttons. They're two red buttons, and you need two people to put this table tennis table down. And you basically both go either side of the table tennis table, pull in the buttons, and you pull one side down at a time, and then it's fine. And the one thing with it is, once you've finished, if you can put the cover back on and put it where it is, because table tennis tables and rain don't go together very well at all, and it will be soon completely done and broken if it's left out in the rain. So here we've got a table. Oh, also, sorry, back to the table tennis briefly. There are some screws and stuff that I need. It needs tightening up, and if I've got time today, I will. If not, that needs to be done. You've got another map of the world here. You've got a table and a ashtray and another plant, a plastic plant. Out here you have two more plastic plants I got the other day, which make it look very nice, I think. And we've got a whole bag of clothes pegs, and you've got another broom. There's a bike there, that's my bike, that's not going to be here. Right, let me just show you this. We've got a Weber barbecue here, and I just want to show you here, if I can. This is really nice. I mean, Weber's like top of the range. So in here are two griddles. After every barbecue, you take these griddles out and put them to the dishwasher. It saves an enormous amount of time, and you'll thank me for it, I think. To light it, rather than using the button here, I've got there's a large lighter stick thing in the kitchen, and if you just trigger light the gas, it will come on here. It's not a biggie, it's really quite straightforward. You just got to turn it on from here. It's the gas down here. Any questions though, obviously, everything's easy when you know how, and I appreciate that. If you don't know, the simplest things can be difficult. So yeah, please just give a shout on WhatsApp if you've got any questions at all. Okay, so just going over here, we have another table. You've got the gas down here for the barbecue, and you've got 4 chairs. You've got a wood worktop here that I've used for the house, essentially. It's good to have it there just when if things break or whatever, it's very easy to then mend. Got a shed here with all my work tools in. It's got a lock on it, so that's not accessible. And you've got a roof, car roof thing there, which is just left there, that's mine. So I believe we've covered the garden. There's a football there that the last tenants said you guys could have. You've got a floodlight up here that comes on. It's triggered just at dusk. Comes on for about 5 minutes or so. So going into the small room, you've got under beds drawer. You've got a table here and a bin. This table I need to screw down. Haven't done it yet, haven't had time, but that's loose. You've got a desk, fold-up desk with access to the other room, which was acquired by the council, and 3 baskets up there, and a curtain. And basically, at the end of every year, There's new mattress covers that go onto every bed, so there are new mattress covers and everything. There's a lamp over there and a small chest of drawers. In this room, in this cupboard here, we've got the internet, and you've got the fuses for the house, and you've got the gas meter and electricity meter, and you've got up the top here, you've got that's what sorts out your heating. Essentially the heating's automatic, comes on via my it's set up online. It's all very clever, so if you guys are cold or too hot, and it does happen on both ways, just let us know and I can alter the times and do that kind of thing. Into the kitchen. Right, so you've got 2 stalls, you've got the non-recyclable bin, main desktop table, and not desktop, kitchen top table, and you've got a freezer for everyone in the house. Everyone's got their own name on the door of their room, or that's called the chalet, and you've got all the relative drawers in the freezer as well as the fridge. So just stack up your stuff in the relative bits and bobs, but also the cupboards are named. So if you open a cupboard, you'll find that it actually has a name relative to your room. So you've got the blue room here, you've got the chalet there, THX138 on stage, and cabin crew at the bottom. So each cupboard, and there's lots of them, you'll just keep on finding them. They're all names, and so chuck your stuff in the relative one of those. You've got a dishwasher here. I've marked it, I use Super 50. All you do is, and again, I'm just telling you this because when I first got these, I didn't actually know. These things obviously go into the dishwasher, but they have a very, very tight plastic vacuum on them. And if you don't take that off, it ain't going to clean the dishes. It's really, actually really hard, quite hard to get off. So obviously they go in the usual place in the dishwasher, and then you just close it and just press play and it will work. You've got a microwave and oven here. You simply open the door and close it again, and you just go 1 minute and start. If you want to use the oven, all you do is you go, there's conv there, press it and it says 250 degrees C, keep pressing it until you get what temperature you want, press start, and it will preheat, it will start beeping when it's hit that heat. Then you close it and it will tell you once it's hit reheat, once it's hit the temperature, it will ask you how long you want to go on for. That's as simple as that. You've got a kettle, you've got a toaster, you've got a chopping board. You've got lots of cutlery here. I'm not going to go through it all, obviously, but there is ample. Well, there seems to be, but as I said, there's bits and bobs that may not be. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mugs and a few glasses up there. Got a bowl and a few plates and side plates. You've got coffee, tea and sugar, jars. Got some cleaning products up here. And on the house jar, if everyone puts in £1 each month, you can get things like bin bags, cleaning products, cooking oil, toilet paper and light bulbs, stuff like that. But it's useful to do that because £1 a month is really not very much. You've got a washing machine down here. It's a Miele, it's top of the range, it's really, really smart. It does a really good job, I've got to say. I know that everyone goes on about these things, but I don't know whether you've heard them or not. What I recommend, because of the position that it's in, is getting these things, which are these little things here. I find them really, really, really good. And the reason for that is they go in that way. And if you get the powder and you try and get it in there, it's meant to go in this far one here. It's a real pain to get in there. You have to use a spoon or something. And you end up putting it in the wrong one, and then you don't get your clothes half as good as using these. So that's a little recommendation. You've got a radio here. So that's on all the time, well, kind of. And you've got more cupboard space. You've got obviously your gas stove. You've got some oil and vinegar bottles and a couple of bottles of oil. You've got this blackboard, which I'm in the moment wanting to put up here, and it will have like it's a social media board. You'll be able to put on bands of the month or website to watch, whatever. Right, so when you've got any rubbish or whatever it might be, this is all marked. So the cardboard and paper go in here, obviously plastic in the top there, and then cans and glass and tins in the bottom. And then once a week on a Sunday, you take the cardboard boxes out. So you take the boxes out into the porch, pour them into the relative box, and then take them out the front, as I showed you earlier. You've got a plastic bag sock here, which is useful, and then an oven glove. And I believe that's the kitchen. You've got also some oven trays, they live in there. Also you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TV trays, and they are very useful, and a fire extinguisher. Also the entire house, this has got I've got smoke alarms and all the other necessary requirements for a shared house, as said by the government. So this is very useful. It's a can crusher, and you can just squash it and literally just throw it down there. So into the blue room. The blue room's got a sofa, small one person sofa. You've got a long sort of TV table. You've got again the bed, the mattress, and the mattress cover. And on here, this is the main room that states the temperature for the rest of the house. So there is a thermostat here, and it's not to be touched, because if you touch it, if you start playing with it, then it will affect the heating in the rest of the house. This is essentially the coldest room, I guess, but it's not, because it was, and that's why I've made the thermostat here. So essentially it gets to 21 degrees in here. The rest of the house is like 22, 23. So yeah. So you've got in here, you've got a chest of drawers and a mirror and a backboard there, and you've got some rails to hang your clothes and stuff. You've got 2 rugs in here. 2 large grey rugs, good ones actually, very nice. You've got a bathroom rug here, and you've got a toilet brush and small bin and a plunger and a sink and some toilet paper. The shower, everything's in pretty good nick. I believe actually behind here, it's a little bit loose behind here, so I need to get lamin in to sort to re-glue that, so that's something I need to get done. Yeah, that's here, right. On the back of the door, you got a dirty tea towel rack. It's a bit of a luxury, in as much as they're the filthiest thing in the world, tea towels, because they're used for everything. So people tend to use and abuse them. So chuck the dirty ones in there, and then people know. Coming through here, I've covered all that, so let's quickly go upstairs. You've got a curtain here, and you've got a plastic plant, and you've got 2 pictures of the human body.